continue to look forward to the coming of our King. Today we particularly wait for Him who is the desire of all nations. The version read to us from Prophet Haggai doesn't fully express what the old versions actually said. That it is not the wealth of nations that will come, it is the desire of nations. The desire of nations, desire need, that which is lacking, that which we don't have and crave for satisfaction, that only the desire of nations can give to us. See, we were created with the natural affinity. Trust me, I'm not doing Facebook at the same time. It's just a dependence on our Creator. And it's there. Only He can fill that empty space, that void in our hearts and in our lives. Problem with humanity is we look for other sources of that answer. We look to material things, we look to power, we look to taking advantage of others, we look to advancing ourselves. It's like we have a thirst and we satisfy our thirst with salt water. You know, try running or sprinting for, I don't know, 100, 200 meters. And then when you're panting, go to Manila Bay and drink from that water. Better yet, go to Egypt from the Red Sea. You know, get water from there and then drink. It will not satisfy us. You know what will happen? It will make our need worse. Right? It will be worse. And that's what we've been doing. Not realizing that only God can satisfy our need. See, Athanasius and all the other fathers said that, just simply like paraphrasing the future parable of the vine and the branches, Jesus saying, apart from me you can do nothing. They said, our life is nothing, cannot continue if we're not connected to the source. And that's what we need to realize. Our hearts, our souls, our spirits are crying out for the desire of nations. And only He can satisfy this need. You know, we should learn from Solomon. Solomon, who had the wealth of that he accumulated that any man would dream of, and he had, mentioned men, he had 300 wives and 700 concubines. 300 wives, 700 concubines. And he says, this will not satisfy you. Only the desire of nations can satisfy you. The prodigal son realized this, right? He got his material inheritance, squandered it, and then realized, hey, even the least of the servant in my Father's house is satisfied. What am I doing here looking for satisfaction outside of the source of satisfaction? And so our hearts cry, come, desire of nations, come, come. As the deer pants for the water brooks, our soul longs to be. Fix in us thy humble home. You know, my favorite Christmas song says, come, desire of nations, come. Fix in us thy humble home. Rise of woman's conquering seed, bruise in us the serpent's head. Adam's likeness now effaced or erased. Stamp thine image in its place. Because see, you know, all know what happened, right? Man sinned and we started craving for that pre-fall union, fellowship, bond with God. You can look at it this way, using this metaphor too. When God addressed the woman after man sinned. He said to the woman, your desire shall be for your husband. Your desire shall be for your husband. Your husband who failed. The first Adam used to be able to give you the satisfaction. Now, all of creation, all of humankind has been subjected to that futility. And now we desire for a second act, which is only in the person of Jesus, the desire of nations. Only He can provide satisfaction from that. And I've heard people, even just recently, successful people with wealth, with material provision, saying, these things don't satisfy me. There really is just that emptiness that only God can fill. That only being in the life of His community, His church, can fulfill. People constantly search for that answer. And it's not out there. It's in the desire of the nation. Cry of our hearts. And the promise to us is, He shall come. He shall come. And He will satisfy the need that is in us. How? One major way is this. And this is what the song says, this, our prayers today say. Bind in one the hearts of all men. We emphasize that word all. Bid our sad divisions cease. See, our divisions are sad, whether we realize it or not. Bid our sad divisions cease, and be thyself our King of peace. We, even as the church, even as the professing children of God, we are divisive. Let's face it. We think ourselves exclusive. And we belong to an elite club, exclusive club of chosen people. And we actually interpret scriptures like, I will shake the nations, as God wanting to rid us of impurities and Gentiles. Because they're not chosen, only we are. Bid our sad divisions cease. Bind in one the hearts of all. Say all. All mankind. Our God, the desire of nations, doesn't want any to perish, including the person you think is the most evil of all. God's heart, His own desire, is for that soul to find and discover the desire of nations. I mean, how many one true churches are there? Right? There's a plurality of the one true church. Exclusive. Not the heart of the Father. And that's part of our desire to be fulfilled. We think that, our being chosen would satisfy that. No. Bind in one the hearts of all mankind. Sad divisions. What makes it all the more sad is this. Those who are called to be ambassadors of reconciliation are actually ambassadors of division. Right? Ambassadors of exclusivity. And they claim to have a monopoly of the truth. Sad. We look at ourselves as servants. Remember this parable of the servant? Jesus saying, who then is the faithful servant who was entrusted with the household, and he gives them their food in due season. See yourselves as that servant, entrusted with provision. When I say yourselves, the church, entrusted with provision. And we are to feed the rest of the household of God, all of humanity, in fact, all of His creation. We are to feed them and give them their food because they have needs. Sad also is the fact that we think we can judge for ourselves who deserves food that we don't own, just entrusted to us. Who deserves food and who does not. Really sad. Sad division. We must understand we are the faithful servants, giving food to those who are in need, because we have been entrusted. See, we're not exclusive. We just happen to have been chosen first, so that others can also know our God and meet the desire of nations. Reminiscent of our vision. Know God, which we're privileged to do, but also make Him known. Shake. I will shake the nations, he said. Not so that there will be left a remnant exclusively my own, but shake so that they will be stirred up to jealousy. Much like what God said of the Jews, I will stir them up to jealousy. Not to push them away, but to awaken them, to make them realize what they're missing. I'm using the Gentiles to stimulate them to jealousy so that they would return to Him. Jesus, God's favorite word is not go away. It's come. Come. I want to gather you. I will gather all the nations to me. And I will show myself to them as their desire. Shaking is not so we can be pruned and be all the more exclusive and unique. No. The good news is for all people. And that good news is of great joy. But it's for all people. Not just the chosen few. For all people. Gentiles are His nations. And He's the King of all the earth. This is who our desire of nations is. Take courage then. We are being encouraged. Take courage, be strong, do not fear, and work. Just continue to work. Be the servant, the faithful servant that He expects us to be. Work. I am with you. I am with you. Eventually, ultimately, in its fullness, this house will be glorified. And the latter glory will be greater than the former. I'm speaking not just for the church at large. I'm speaking for local communities too, including our own. We would look for the former glory. And that's fine, because God moved in those times. But God is continually with us. And our desire is for Him. And you know what? He will satisfy our desire. His promises is He will be with us. He will bless our provision abundantly. He is chosen to dwell with His people in Zion. And we will be the joy of the earth. Not because of ourselves, but because God is present in us. The desire of nations. Stop looking for other sources. Just realize it is God who can satisfy. He satisfies my desire. Made us that way. That's the way it is in the kingdom of our God.